Hey, good morning, everybody. Checking in for your daily Brad and trying out some new things as far as setting up a timer and different things. So hopefully that worked okay. Good to be with you again. This is day way too many of quarantine. I don't even know what the number stands at. We probably are in that spot, or at least I know I'm in that spot where it's been so long since it started, and it doesn't seem to be any sign of ending anytime soon. And I don't know about you, but it is hard to stay joyful. I mean, it's maybe hard to stay focused. It's hard to stay positive. Here where we're at in our area, it still kind of seems like an over there type problem. I know that there's a few of you that I've talked to that are in the middle of it, right? Some healthcare workers, some people that are getting closer to it. But for the most part, the coronavirus thing feels a lot like it's an over there problem, or it's an out there problem, and so sometimes that's just hard for some of us, or maybe many of us, to deal with. We're being told to stay home. We're being told to social distance, and yet because the problems may be there still, it feels a ways away. I know, talking with Christy last night, both of us are struggling with the just getting discouraged, just getting frustrated. It seems like I can do pretty good for quite a while. I can get pretty motivated. I can get pretty fired up and focus, and then it's like I just catch myself kind of falling or losing focus. And so what I wanted to do today, I just a couple thoughts that came into my mind. One was 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and the other one was Winnie the Pooh. And I'm going to hopefully make sense of both of those. But 2 Corinthians chapter 4, Paul is writing to the church in Corinth, and he's just encouraging them. And he uses some phrase that's in some songs that you've heard of, but it says this, says we're hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. We're perplexed, but we're not in despair. We're persecuted, but not abandoned. We're struck down, but not destroyed. We live in a time right now where this is kind of a crazy world for us, and it's hard to understand, and it's hard to make sense of, and we kind of feel hard pressed, or we feel like we're persecuted, but he reminds us we're not abandoned, we're not destroyed, we're not crushed. There's still hope. And he goes on to end chapter 4 with these words. It says, therefore we do not lose heart. Therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we're wasting away, yet inwardly we're being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes, not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what's seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Here's what I know. I know it is so easy to focus on what is seen. It is so easy to get caught up in the moment. It is so accessible to hop on Worldometer and see the devastation that is just across the world. It is easy to hop on the news channels and see how this is shutting down and that is shut down and this is going on and that hospital is full. It is easy to hop on Facebook and see post after post of, maybe discouragement or frustration or whatever that might be. But here's what I know. That's what's seen. And Paul says, don't focus on what's seen, focus on what's unseen. Don't get caught up in what is now. Look at what's going to be. And he says that in this way that we focus on what is eternal, and we don't lose heart. And I got thinking the other half of this then connects with Winnie the Pooh. And I've always kind of been a Tigger guy myself, but I thought how ironically it is that the characters of Winnie the Pooh have so many different personalities that actually could fit in this time of the coronavirus, right? I mean, you've got Piglet. Piglet was always freaking out about something. Something was going to get Piglet all the time. And I know that some of us are caught up in the Piglet world. We're just sure that the next tree branch is going to fall on us, that the next devastation is going to occur to us, that we're going to get the disease, that everybody we know is going to get the disease, that it's going to be awful and terrible, and fear just overwhelms us completely. Some of us are kind of like Rabbit, and we're just kind of grumpy about the whole thing. We're just ticked off that it's happening. We're mad, and we're just going to go to work. We're just going to go to work because that's what Rabbit would have done, and that's kind of who we are. And that's just our mentality. Leave me alone. Don't bother me. Don't disturb my garden, and let me go about my business. Some of us, I'm just going to be honest. Some of us have turned into Winnie the Pooh, and we're just gluttons, right? Like we're just sitting around going like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to eat. Like the whole world's going to end, so I'm just going to eat. And so, I mean, I know I'm caught up in that too. Like I'm just like, what's in the kitchen? What's the snacks? And a bag of chips is nothing, and this is nothing. And so we just kind of went in the poop. But then, then there's Eeyore, right? And it's just man, it's all over now. Never going to be better. Never going to get a chance. Always going to be raining. But Then there's Tigger. Now I get Tigger's a little strong for some of us. Some of us we get a little too there. But here's the thought I would leave us with a Tigger. No matter what was going on, no matter what was happening in the 100-acre wood, Tigger always bounced back. He always bounced back. That's just what he did, right? As Pooh was drowning himself in his food, as Piglet was running away in fear, as Rabbit was grumpy and angry, as Eeyore was pouting because it was never going to get better, Tigger had the idea of saying, listen, I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm going to bounce to the next thing. And so to those that are going to hear this message, can I just invite you to keep bouncing? It's easy to get our eyes distracted by what is now. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, in the frustration. But can I just invite you today that when those thoughts start to wander, or when the depression starts to sink in, when the sadness starts to creep in, when whatever that might be going on, can I just invite you today to have a little Tigger bounce in your step? To just bounce to the next thing, bounce to the next opportunity, bounce to the next good habit. And I think in that way, we'll be a little like Paul encouraged us to be there, to not lose heart. That we don't focus on what's seen, but what's unseen. For what's seen is temporary, but what's unseen is eternal. God loves you. He's got great plans for you, and he's going to be with us through this ordeal. Wishing y'all nothing but the best. Let's go bounce through this day and make the most of the opportunities. Love y'all. Peace out. Deuces.